What's good, everybody? It is Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not close. Boy, do we have a busy day at the brand today. The NBA kicks off, got a bunch of hockey, a bunch of everything. But, as always, before we look forward, we must look back. And yesterday, not a bad day at the brand. My man Buckets is in the chat. Tell him thank you. He went 3-0 before 3 in the afternoon, West Coast time. So you were playing with found money by the time you played the football game last night. Buckets, thank you very much. Then, as always, this is what we look like for the Broncos and the Chargers. We had a couple of showdowns thrown in there. It was a huge day, the biggest audience we've ever had on Early Edge Live last night. So thank you all so very much. Now, busy day and week at the brand. This is what it looks like later today. Mikey calls it the most important hour of the entire week, our mega NFL preview at 4:30 p.m. Eastern this afternoon. Then don't forget tomorrow, AB and the boys got the college football mega preview every single Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So on the day that the NBA starts, what do you think I was going to do for you at home? What did you think that I was going to cook up in the kitchen? Well, how many players are on an NBA court? 5? That would be correct. The NBA season starts tonight. So how many people do we have on the show today? Well, let's bring in the stars of the show, and I will show you. Stop it. Stop it. I did not get these 4 to come on at the same time on the same show. Now, where do I start? Well, I'll tell you where I'm going to start. For those of you that might be paying attention, you're seeing that SportsLine is growing. We have an entire hour on HQ hosted by Miss Katie Mox. Good morning, my dear. Welcome back to the Early Edge.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here. My first play didn't hit with the Dolphins, but it's hard to handicap the backup quarterback also going out with a concussion. So we're ready to make more money today.
Hey, and classic Early Edge handicapping, making an excuse right out of the box. I like that. I like that a lot. By the way, the 3 of you, don't be jealous that she's out in New York City all the time. You watch her on the IG. She's got a life, unlike us. Now, live from Nashville, Tennessee, the penthouse level. And my TV just went on. How about that? See, I'm always working. M Squared. Good morning, sir. Congratulations on beating me yet again.
Thank you, Coach. Good morning. I love the undefeated record. Please continue on the showdowns. They will always be accepted. Maybe even tonight when you see my NBA play. I don't know. But good morning, everybody. Great to be here. Let's go.
Now, I will say this, because we are always transparent here at the show, that I did 2 things last night that I always swore I would never do again. I showed down Mikey and lost, as usual. And I played a Matt Severance play, minus 220 on the money line for the Chargers. So I'm all good. I cashed that ticket. First time ever. Matty Severance publicly. Thank you. Thank you. Now, got that out of the way. We've got baseball today. And you know the rain and all that kind of stuff throwing havoc. But that means more opportunities. Johnny Pullman, good morning.
Morning, Coach. Yeah, the rain is really causing us struggle with this ALCS to get finished. Or the ALDS to get finished. We've actually got the NLCS starting the same day as the ALDS is finishing. So we've got a lot of baseball this week. We're going to get to it. It's going to be fun.
I feel like we need to go find a elementary school kid to figure out all those letters, ALDS. Now, it's always a big night. I wonder, Mikey Barner, how LeBron James feels about being ring night opponent in Golden State. Good morning.
Good morning. It's great to be back. I've been uncased from the mothballs now that the NBA season is back. And, LeBron's going to be pretty fired up tonight. I think he's going to have a big game. We'll talk a little bit more about that later.
All right, we got a lot to get to, so let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And, Johnny, I got to come right back to you. Because of the rain out yesterday, we have 2 games today. One at 4:07 p.m. Eastern time. Then a later one with the Phillies and the Padres. I'm excited about that too. But let's start it off. Talk to me.
Yeah, Coach. So it's going to be a lot of fun. That means we get 2 baseball games today, Game 5, and we get the NLCS starting. But it's been a little bit of a mess in terms of the scheduling for the ALDS and really the scheduling for Major League Baseball this season. As many of y'all know, there was a strike, so the season started a week later, which means they added a series on to the end of the season. So the playoffs were starting late in the first place. Then we have this new playoff format where they add 3 games in the wild card series instead of 1 game. So this playoffs are going even longer than they were before in the first place. Well, now we have two postponement. The Guardians-Yankees series was the first of the series that was supposed to end. They were the only team that had an off day after game one. And now they're the only series that's had postponements, and they've now had two postponements. So regardless of who wins this series, they're going to be at a massive disadvantage going into the next series because they'd have to play tomorrow and the next day, meaning they'd play 3 games in a row. They played Saturday and Sunday, so they had the off day for the rain date. But this means they're going to have to play 5 of the next 6 days, which is fine during regular baseball season, right? But then when you have your relievers and you need to pitch your top relievers, they're pitching 3 days in a row. That gets really tough. So in terms of making money off of this, it's kind of tough because the Astros are just plus 140 now to win the World Series. So there's really no value on that at all. So the only thing that I'd suggest is playing an exact series, picking the Astros and either the Phillies or Padres to end up in the World Series. I'm not sure who's going to win between the Padres and Phillies yet. I'll probably have a pick, though, by the end of the day, so look out for that.
Unless you had a plus 400 ticket like we had on the show for the Astros to win the World Series, we could have that, correct, Johnny? Oh, yes.
Yep, we still have that one sitting.
You're damn right we do. Oh, I love tailing your futures. All right, now, it's NBA season. It's starting off tonight. But be very, very careful. As Prop Stars said yesterday, he's going to ease into the NBA prop market. And apparently, Mikey B, the Warriors are going to ease into the season as well. You're up.
Yeah, exactly. Steve Kerr said yesterday that the Warriors don't think that they're going to have any of their top 5 or 6 players play more than 30 minutes a night out of the gate, and that they're going to rely on their depth at the beginning of the season. It makes a lot of sense. They're coming off a deep playoff run. They've had a lot of deep playoff runs in recent years. Curry and Thompson and Draymond aren't getting any younger. So just be very careful when doing your Warriors player props early on in the season.
Very good. By the way, Kevin, I see you in the chat. Wild Avalanche over 6.5. Easy money. Thanks, Coach. You're welcome. It's what we do. It's what we do. Now, that is the late game tonight in the NBA. Now, Mikey, the early game has the Sixers in Boston take on the Celtics after all of that drama happened with the head coaching situation. But when I look at James Harden, what do I see?
You see a lot more in shape James Harden here. He's in the best shape of his playing career at this point entering the season. He's one player that I would actually care about seeing some of the off-season workouts and conditioning photos. His body weight and composition has fluctuated significantly over the last 4 years of his career, but he's in great shape here. He's gone to Daryl Morey. He's agreed to take a pay cut. He's opted to have them go sign and get players that make this team better. That's what Daryl Morey has done. I'm focused on James Harden early here in the season. What I'm expecting to have some of the bigger impacts for him in the increased shape, I expect just a little more overall energy, which tends to impact some of his rebounding totals a little more than anything else. So that's where I think the biggest edge is going to be attacking player prop markets is going to be on Harden rebounds in the first week and a half of the season here. But something to watch out for, a renewed James Harden this season.
I also think that it's going to get him to be more motivated on big nights, like national TV nights, to show everybody the work he's put in and how it's going to translate onto the court. Mikey, thank you very much. Look forward to that pick coming up shortly. But it's time to get to our board. And when I look at these 4 faces, and I know it's going to be absolute bangers. But in order to pay all these salaries, we got to pay those pesky little bills. Let's hear from one of our incredible partners. And we are back. For those watching on YouTube, welcome to the Early Edge on Apple and Spotify. We value you as well. So it's time to get to our board today. And because we have 4 cappers, no plays from SportsLine today. But if you're not a member yet, and so many of you in the chat are, but if you're not, I'm going to do you a solid. Use a promo code EARLY, and I'll give you 30 days for free. You can get all of our analysis, all our simulations, all of our cappers, all of it for this much. This much. Do not pay $1,000 for the rest of the baseball season. I will go crazy. Now, we have one of our cappers and hosts. She can do it all from New York City. I had to bring somebody cooler than me onto the show in order to make it better. So, Katie Mox, if you don't mind getting our board started today, and I know, being from New York, that you are laser focused on Game 5. Talk to me.
I am. Well, first, I want to say that normally on the 6 p.m. hour of SportsLine, I see McClure and Pullman in suits. So it's kind of nice to see the casual side of you guys. But yes, I am looking at game 5 of Yankees and Guardians, and I do have 2 plays here. So I'm taking the Yankees money line in the first 3 innings. That's at -150 on Caesars. This is more of a nuanced bet. You don't necessarily see it everywhere, but it is a good way to bet on the starters, especially in these winner-take-all scenarios where everybody is on a really short leash. I'm also going to fade Nestor Cortez tonight under 4.5 strikeouts. That's at -152 on FanDuel. So the rain delay definitely helped out the Yankees bullpen. Aaron Boone switching things up, given nasty Nestor the start today on just 3 days rest. But even on short rest, I give Cortez the edge here against Savali, who has been very giving on the road during the regular season. And it's his first start of the postseason. Savali owns a 4.92 ERA and 20 starts for Cleveland. Cortez, on the other hand, he has been solid against the Guardians this year. In 2 regular starts, he pitched a 2.13 ERA. And in game 2, he allowed only 2 runs in over 5 innings, but he only had 3 strikeouts. Well, I expect the Yankees to do some early damage against Savali. He gave up 10 runs in 9 innings in his 2 starts against the Yankees this season. Cortez is on short rest and therefore on a short leash. I think there's a good chance that New York still uses Tyone in relief in those middle innings, which is why I'm fading Cortez strikeout prop at 4.5. It's on FanDuel at 4.5. Look, this is a winner take all. Yankees are going to be going into their bullpen and trying to save their arms. I just don't know that he lasts long enough to hit this, and other books already have him under a full K at 3.5. It's also possible that the Guardians ace Shane Bieber will potentially be used tonight. Either way, Cleveland's best relievers have all now had 3 days full rest. I'm a New Yorker. I'm hopeful that the Yankees can win this, but I feel the most confident in the first 3 innings given the Guardians bullpen on full rest. And I do think that FanDuel has Cortez's prop too high at 4.5, so I'm looking to fade that.
Yeah, I think 3.5 is too high, to be quite honest with you. This is going to be all hands on deck. This is not a regular get a second chance or third chance. This is a brilliant play to get it, but get it in now. You want that extra strikeout. It matters. It matters. Katie, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, Johnny, I know I saw your face while she was talking, and I'll explain what nuance means later. But for right now, we need to focus on your picks. You're up next.
Yeah, Coach, you know I'm a numbers guy, so we might have to talk about that later. But I got 2 plays today. So my first play, I'm going to go with the Guardians on the money line against the Yankees. So frankly, I just think this is a ton of value. I think this game is way closer to a toss-up. So I think there's a lot of value on the Guardians side. The Yankees are at home, but I honestly think that just puts more pressure on a team like them, a bigger market. As soon as they go down, if they go down, the crowd will be quiet. You could hear some boos. They could start to turn on them. So I think there's a lot of pressure on the Yankees being at home here while the Guardians are more free. I also think this is going to be mostly a bullpen game. So I do like Katie's play the first 3. I don't think the starters are going to go more than 3, maybe 4 innings max. So I definitely think the Yankees have the advantage in the first 3 innings. That being said, if the Guardians can keep this game close, keep it tied going into the bullpens, which should be around the 4th, 5th, I don't even think it would get to the 6th, probably around the 4th or 5th inning is when we'd get to the bullpens, then the Guardians thrive in these types of games. They have one of the best bullpens in the league. That's exactly how they win, and that's really the strategy that they've used to win. So I think if they keep this game close, then there's plenty of value on the Guardians as soon as it gets to the bullpen there. And my second play, we've got to stick with this one. Austin Hedges under 0.5 total bases, -150. We've been riding this all playoffs. He is 2 for his last 54. 2 for his last 54. I honestly I could just stop right there in terms of analysis. But he's 2 for his last 54. He's 1 for 2 in his career against Cortez. Like I said, though, I don't think he's going to get more than 1 at bat off Cortez. He's also been getting pinch hit for late in the game, and they're bringing in their backup catcher, so he shouldn't get more than 2 or 3 at bats. So I absolutely love this play, and I selfishly want the Guardians to win this series solely so we can keep playing Hedges under props.
Hey, I respect that. I respect that a lot. Are you kidding me? 1% of the time, you know what's going to happen today. Who's calling the game? Bob Costas? Oh, and Austin Hedges, 3 for his last 55, the go-ahead home run. Oh, you know that's what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
You know that's what's going to happen. All right, you mentioned the word pressure. And you know, Katie, you don't know pressure until you've been in the maestro spot on the early edge. So Mikey B hasn't been on for a minute. And Mikey, I hate to do it to you, but I've got to prop you up in the maestro spot because Mikey's here every day. So M Squared, you're up next. And Mikey, I'm going to give you a little bit of time to wrap your head around that.
Okay.
M Square, you're up next. Go ahead, big boy.
All right, let's hit NBA opening night here. We're going Philadelphia 76ers +2. Don't hate the money line as long as you're getting +110 or better on that. Love the spot for him. James Harden, we mentioned it. We tell Chief here. He says dogs are barking tonight in the NBA as well. Sixers are healthy, though. We've got James Harden in incredible shape. Joel Embiid is there. They've had a full camp together. They've brought in some really important pieces, PJ Tucker most notably, but also DeAnthony Melton and Daniel House, other 3-and-D guys that are really going to help. I'm also excited to see Montrezl Harrell coming in off the bench, some energy in those minutes that Embiid can't play. And then finally, Tyrese Maxey, what does his game look like? He took a massive leap forward last year. We expect more of the same this year. On the other side, Celtics, they've been in the news for all of the wrong reasons. Coach is out. They went out and signed Danilo Gallinari, who then tore his ACL. He is out. Robert Williams is who they're going to miss the most against Joel Embiid here. Give me the Sixers +2. Play them on the money line if you want.
All right, I feel really good about that. That's the first game tonight. And then, of course, the Lakers and the Warriors are the second game. In the chat, Marie says, Embiid over 26.5 points tonight. Now, Mikey B, I know you're on Embiid, but maybe not necessarily the points. What do you like tonight?
Yeah, so we got 2 games. We got to have a pick in each game so we can sweat something for both games.
Let's go.
So like you said, we're starting out with Joel Embiid, but I'm going to go over 10.5 rebounds. That's -135 at Caesars. He averaged 11.7 rebounds per game last season, but after Harden made his debut with the Sixers, Embiid averaged 12.8 rebounds across 22 games. As Mikey mentioned earlier, Robert Williams is out. The Celtics are going to have to go small, start Al Horford at center. His main backups are probably going to be Blake Griffin, who's amazingly still in the league, and Grant Williams. So they're going to have to go pretty small. So we're going to do Embiid over 10.5 rebounds. And for the second game, we were talking about LeBron's going to be hyped up tonight. So I'm going to take him over 26.5 points. That's -120 on DraftKings. He had at least 34 points in 2 of the 3 games that he played against the Warriors last season. He has a 31.6% usage rate for his career. The Lakers' biggest offseason addition was Patrick Beverley, more known for his defensive prowess, obviously, than for his scoring. LeBron has had a longer than usual offseason. He's going to be fired up, well-rested. So I look for him, big game, over 26.5 points.
It's going to be a big night. I'm fired up. LeBron James, not so much. You know, he's going to tell you, I like spoiling the party. In the NBA, you don't spoil the party. It's 82 games. You know, it's you're not doing that. By the way, Mikey, quick chat question. Harden, 8+ assists from Jeremy. Your thoughts?
Which Mikey are you talking about?
Yeah, which Mikey?
Sorry, M squared. Sorry, M squared, because you had the Harden play. Sorry.
Yeah. I'll lean to the over on it. I just expect a huge night from him, but not something I'm playing personally.
All right, very good. All right, that is a full show, but don't forget, Early Edge in 5 today at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Then, of course, our mega preview, NFL week 7 already? Week 7 already today at 4:30 p.m. Eastern this afternoon. Mikey's favorite hour of the week. Now, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of Jake the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. And boy, we got a little bit of everything today. I think in the afternoon we need to throw in a little bit of hockey, so I'll take care of that. Mikey B's on Joel Embiid over 10.5 rebounds, -135, and the King over 26.5 points, -120 from the NBA. Then Katie Mox is on the Game 5 today. Let's go a little first 3. Now, this has become more of a popular bet this year. So it's kind of cool if you like the starters, get them in the first 3, not the first 5, -150. Then Nestor Cortez under 4.5 Ks. This is all hands on deck. First time he gets in trouble, he's out of there. Then Johnny B, Guardians money line. We're all sitting on a +180 for the series. Please, Cleveland, do some work today. Then Austin Hedges under. You heard the stat. 2 for his last 54. And then our resident genius, M squared, is on the Sixers tonight. Too much drama in Boston to be laser focused on opening night. Boy, what a good start to the NBA season. What a beautiful group of people I have here at the Early Edge. And they're on our team at SportsLine. But that would, you feel that? Little wind right there? Did you feel that? There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. Katie from New York City, Mikey B, M squared, Johnny B, Jake the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. I am the coach. Tell all your friends There's only one place you need to be. It doesn't matter the day, the sport, the time, the show. We haven't missed a day. I say it all the time. Since December of 2020. We're here every day for you at the Early Edge. Good luck.